Greetings, greetings, greetings. I salute all the wonderful spirits at the sound of my voice right now. I am Oba Omi, and this is Oba Omi Says. Thank you for coming to my channel, coming to my podcast, and like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for post notifications so that you can be in tune with everything that's going on our way. And now let's get right into it. So for our first segment, we got pop culture and entertainment news, which includes pretty much all entertainment news, music news, television, and film news. So first up, we all know at the turn of the year, Betty White, TV's golden girl, died at the age of 99. Betty White, whose saucy Up for Anything charm made her a television mainstay for more than 60 years, whether as a man-crazy TV hostess on The Mary Tyler Moore Show or the loopy housemate on The Golden Girls. She's died and she was 99. She was about 17 days away from being 100 years old. And even though she didn't quite make it to see 100, she did live a very long and fulfilled and prosperous life. And we here at Oba Omi Says, we just salute her spirit and we just give her light towards her journey into the next realm. So if anybody has any tributes or salutes for Betty White, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Tell me what you guys are thinking about that. Second thing we have on the docket, we have rapper Jay Stash, found dead after allegedly shooting his girlfriend, then himself on New Year's Day. Rapper Jay Stash allegedly killed his girlfriend while 3 kids were in the home, and then died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in a New Year's Day incident in Temple City, California. Wow, guys. I don't know how you guys feel about that. These have been some very hard years. You know, since about 2020, I've just been kind of keeping up, and seems like all these rappers are going for all kinds of different, various reasons, but this one was actually a suicide this time after a homicide. So, you know, we just got to keep our culture, keep our rappers, keep everybody lifted up, keep everybody just in good energy so these things happen less and less. I didn't really go too deep into this one, so if any of you guys know what happened, what was the backstory behind this, please leave it in the comments so we all can know, because I'm not exactly sure what the backstory is behind this, but it was just definitely something sad that I heard about that I definitely want to let you guys know about. Now, next up, we have Mr. Antonio Brown from the Buccaneers. As you all know, he walked off at a game and everybody's just trying to figure out what's going on. Now, I'm not the biggest sports fan, but this has been something I've just been seeing everybody talk about. So can some sports fan please let me know what's really going on with him? I mean, I've seen many different rumors. People are saying that he's just been complaining, and it was kind of his clapback for how he had been treated by the team. Other people say that he's been acting very differently since some specific injury, and he's been acting really weird since he got injured. So they think that has something to do with it. I also kind of heard that this is something that he usually does. He's done this before on other teams, that he's had these big dramatic walk-offs and tantrums and everything. So can somebody please let me know in the comments what's really going on? What's the official theory? Because there's a lot of theories out here right now. So let me know what's going on in the comments, guys. Next up, we have Mr. Jason Derulo. Y'all, this thing is crazy. You know, he got into an altercation in Las Vegas on Tuesday morning when a man was caught on video calling him Usher, then cursing at him. Now look, y'all, I saw this video and I ain't gonna lie, I did chuckle at it because the way he called Jason Derulo Usher and was like, "Hey Usher," like he was just saying it so matter-of-factly and so very much like an a-hole. So it was just very interesting. Once again, I don't know the entire backstory on that, but you know, it's all over the blogs, it's all over everything. People have been talking about this for a little while, all over entertainment news. So y'all let me know in the comments, what's the backstory behind this? Why did Jason Derulo get into this big fight? What was going on before the comment about him being Usher was made and before the people started cursing at him? So you guys let me know in the comments. Next up, we got Kanye West, guys. allegedly working on a Donda sequel. If you didn't get enough of Donda the first time around, when Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, dropped the 26-track collection named after his late mother, sit tight because more Donda might be around the corner. Complex reports that Ye has already begun cooking up the gold certified album sequel. Oh, it's only gold certified right now after all that. With former Good Music COO, current Universal Music Group Senior VP of A&R, and founder CEO of Victor Worldwide, Stephen Victor, reportedly telling the outlet that Ye has started working on his new masterpiece, y'all. So, are you guys here for a Donda sequel? Donda was, from what I hear, a pretty good album. I'm not gonna really lie to you guys. I didn't listen to it. It didn't really... A lot of the music of last year didn't really appeal to me. A lot of the pop and R&B and hip-hop, it didn't really appeal to me. I did a lot of listening to older music because nothing was really hitting for me last year. But what did you guys think of Donda? And what do you guys think about Kanye doing a sequel? And we also know Kanye is out here doing a lot of other stuff. So he's on dates with all these other women. Kim K is on dates with all these other women. All these other men. It's all these things going on right now. They're supposed to be divorcing. He got a house across the street from her. I don't know what's going on. So you guys let me know in the comment what y'all thinking about Ye right now and all that he has going on top of him making a Donda sequel. Alright guys, so next on the list we have Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian. Y'all, there's just so much going on with this story. I'm seeing it all over the Shade Room, a lot of the other posting sites. This situation with him and the woman who he got pregnant on, Khloe, and all this other stuff is just a whole lot, guys. He reportedly gifted True Thompson dozens of roses before his paternity announcement. So, does anybody know the state of his relationship with his new baby mama and what's going on with him and Khloe? I know he issued some apologies and all these other things, and he said a lot, he's done a lot, but it's been so many things coming up, like people just talking about his relationship with Taraji randomly and just all these things. So, what are you guys thinking about the Tristan Thompson situation? Do you guys think that this is something that's common amongst men in our community, the quote-unquote black community, the quote-unquote African-American community? Is this something that you think is normal? Is this something that anybody has been through? You all let me know your experience with this whole situation, because this situation is just really, really crazy. I don't really know what else to say. So next up, guys, we got Jill Scott. She's telling thirsty fans to hydrate while she's shutting down the sex tape rumors. Y'all are too much, as she says. So y'all telling me, I already heard about the Saucy Santana situation, but now y'all telling me Jill Scott has a sex tape out, or is rumored that she has a sex tape out. What is really going on? Y'all know our society is very overly sexualized, and I guess chubby chasers are the things that's in right now, and BBW and all these other things, because it's seeming like people are really craving these types of things. So I'm trying to really figure out what is it that's going on. So, but Jill said that was not her, and she was like saying, you guys need to chill out. So she put that rumor to rest. So guys, that's not Jill Scott in that tape, just to let you guys know. So next up, guys, we have Dream Doll, who recently opened up to Angela Yee about receiving donk reductions due to her dreadful silicone injections. So, what do you guys think about this? There was a lot of commentary. Let me see if I can pull any of it up. What was actually said. Angela Yee said, "What made you decide to do that?" And Dream Doll says, "It hurts. pain, not wanting a big butt anymore. I still don't. I got 4 reductions already. It's levels to this reduction-ish. It's way harder to take it out. I just wanted a more natural body and still do. So you guys, you know, BBLs and a lot of cosmetic surgeries are the big thing that's in right now. And it's been going on for years and decades. This isn't anything new. But you guys, tell me what you think about this. Also tell me what you think about the Jill Scott situation as well. And the Tristan Thompson situation. But what do you guys think about this? Are you pro plastic surgery? Are you against plastic surgery? She's not the only one that's came forward speaking on the fact that, you know, she's not really satisfied with her enhancements right now. A lot of celebrities and models have been actually coming out seeming like recently saying the same thing. So what do you guys think? Do you think enhancements are worth it? You know, some people don't like the maintenance and the upkeep that comes along with it. Some people don't want to do all that stuff. So you guys, let me know what you think about Dream Doll actually coming out and saying that, you know, she wants to receive a reduction from her enhancements. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Next up, we have Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello together as puppy parents in Miami months after their split. Allegedly. So Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello are either back together or they're just really good co-parents to their furry son, because the trio were just spotted walking in Miami. The seemingly former couple was spotted with the pup Thursday, all smiles and heading through a local park. Their golden retriever named Tarzan led the way while Shawn held the leash. So, you guys tell me what you think about this. What do you think about the Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello thing? Personally, I kind of think that Camila Cabello is unusual, and Shawn Mendes too. To me, the vibe doesn't come off as authentic as I would like. You know, it's giving me more of a beard situation for Shawn Mendes. And if you don't know what I mean by beard, I mean cover up for whatever he does in his own private life. I don't know. I'm just basing it off the energy that I'm picking up off of it. I know they were together for a while, and you know, when they split up a while ago, they said something about, you know, they just wanted to be best friends and all this other type of stuff. So, you know, let me know what y'all think about it in the comments. Are they together? Are they not together? Were they ever together? Were they just each other's beards? What's going on with Shawn and Camila? So y'all let me know. Next up, we have 2 shocking things that I think were very interesting. So one, the 2022 Golden Globes reportedly hasn't locked in any celebrity presenters, according to Variety. There will be no celebrities presenting at Sunday's affair after an email from the Globe's talent bookers seeking celebrities to present awards went unanswered. So apparently the Golden Globes is having to switch up. Now, I've also been hearing rumors that the Golden Globes is not going to air and a few other award shows, but I'm not exactly sure about the Golden Globes. Right now, it's just seeming like it's being postponed or that it just won't have any celebrity presenters. So tell me what you guys think about that on top of this next thing that I have. So the Grammys actually has postponed their ceremony citing Omicron variant of the, you know, the pandemic. Excuse me, YouTube. I know we can't cite a lot of these things dealing with things that are going on with the health crisis, but I'm just reading off what I have listed here. But they're citing the pandemic as a reason why the Grammys is postponing the ceremony. So the Grammy Awards were postponed Wednesday, weeks before the planned Los Angeles ceremony over what organizers called too many risks. From the variant signaling what can be the start of another year of pandemic upheaval for the award season. So that's interesting, guys. Both the Golden Globes and the Grammys are having issues. I'm not exactly sure what's gonna go on with it, but you guys tell me what you think about that. That's very interesting. And we're gonna bring actually that back up a little bit later in Oba Omi says, when I get to doing some spiritual analysis. So that's the first thing we have up. Now let's go, guys, straight to Twitter and straight to the gram and see what's going on Twitter and the gram. So you guys can tell me what you think about what's going on out there in the Twitter and the Instagram world. Let's see here. First up, we have a tweet from, looks like Bow Wow, Mr. Shad Moss. He basically was replying to a fan asking if Drake was out during your run, who would be top dog? So Bow Wow then replies, not sure. Early 2000s was different. Drizzy my dog, so I don't really want to compare, you know. That's what Bow Wow says. Sounds like Bow Wow really don't want that smoke, because Drizzy is another kind of monster. And you know, Drizzy is hot right now. Maybe they might have some collaborations or something on the way. So I'm sure Bow Wow, as offensive as he can be, doesn't actually want to offend Drake right now. So that's interesting. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this comment in the comments. Do y'all think Bow Wow don't want that smoke? That's why he said it like this? Or why you think that Bow Wow was kind of shying away from this? Because it seems like he usually doesn't mind going back and forth. You know what I mean? So speaking of Drizzy Drake, that's the next Instagram post that we have up right now. So Champagne Poppy Drizzy Drake, he said, the reward for hard work is more work. Know that. Along with some very thirst-trapping pictures. So, you know, if you look in the comments, people are saying all kinds of things, whether it's on the actual post or on the shade room. I mean, people are saying, like, you know, it's giving vacation. Looks like somebody skipped leg day. Somebody saying he got a BBL. You know, people are asking how they holding hands. It's just a lot. Like, people are really clowning Drake for this, but I think it's a nice shot. There is a rumor going around saying that, you know, Drake has a BBL or something to that effect. I don't know anything about that, but, you know, people are making those types of comments in the commentary. So you guys got to tell me what you think about this post that Drake just put out. What do you think about it? Is it giving BBL? Is it giving vacation? Are you all buying the comment? The reward for hard work is more hard work. Know that. Does it mean hard work to get your money up for a BBL, or hard work working out? What do you guys think that means? You guys tell me what you think that means in the comments. And last but not least, straight from the gram and straight from Twitter, we have another tweet from BaggYo saying, I used to think being sober would F with my creative process. I see that's just a mind thing because I've been more active, skin glowing, and I've been dropping none but pressure. So that's interesting. So BaggYo is basically speaking on, I guess, whatever type of habits he has that I guess don't have him, I guess, sober. So whatever he does that makes him unsober is not really working for him no more. He likes a clear mind, and he's saying his skin is looking better. Things are just working out better for him. He's getting a lot of good comments. People are saying they love this for him. People are saying all kinds of things, that his skin looks really nice. And his music is, to me, having a lot more content. Like, you know, I wasn't a big fan of BaggYo. I have a lot of things that I think he made that were hits, some things that I really liked. But some of his music I wasn't really the biggest fan of. But some of his music that's coming out now was different. I didn't know if it was because of the influence of something else. I don't know why, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. But maybe it is because he's becoming more sober why I'm liking it. Or maybe it's more coherent for me. So I'm really enjoying this version of BaggYo. So you guys let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. So next up we have music news. Music news and new releases in the music world. So first up, for music news, I got a few things for music news. Mariah Carey joked this winter, because you know winter is Mariah Carey's season with the All I Want for Christmas. She's been dominating the charts. And she jokes about writing All I Want for Christmas Is You in the womb following her chart achievement. So she kind of made a joke. So this season has been, if anybody who looks at the charts, you've been seeing all the Christmas music, all the various Christmas things. It's just been, out and about showing what's going on in the world of music. So Mariah Carey has been dominating the charts. So what do you guys think about that? Do y'all think her jokes are kind of corny, or do y'all think Queen Mariah is telling the truth? And she deserves all her flowers and should be able to tell any kind of joke she wants to about it. Y'all let me know about that in the comments. So next thing we have is David Bowie's extensive music catalog is sold to Warner. The extensive music catalog of David Bowie, stretching from the 1960s to just before his death in 2016, has been sold to Warner Chappell Music. So that's interesting. His estate, I'm assuming, sold his catalog to Warner. So that's very interesting. A lot of activity I've been noticing with catalogs and people who have crossed on to the next world in the world of music. So it's just interesting to see what's going on. And speaking of that, I also have another headline that I saw, that Aaliyah's Posthumous album is coming this month, the singer Uncle says. Aaliyah's new Posthumous album, Unstoppable, is set to be released later this month, according to a new interview with her uncle and former label head Barry Hankerson. The Blackground Records founder also confirmed collaborations on the LP with Drake, Future, Neo, and more. So, this is very interesting, you guys. All the movement of these catalogs and new works being released for people who have crossed. It's also been that rumor. I know there was a rumor about Pop Smoke, about what was going on with him and everything, and how one of his friends said that all the music that was released recently was all the rest of the music he had, but they're already about to release another album for Pop Smoke. So you guys, this is very interesting. I want you guys to let me know, what do you think about all this movement of catalogs and songs after people's death? What are you guys thinking? Do you think it's another motive behind it? Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so just a quick rundown of the charts, guys. Yeah, it's still winter season, so a lot of Christmas songs are on the Hot 100 still. We still have some pop on there as well in the Hot 100. We have Kid Laroi, we have Adele still on there. Of course, we got Mariah at number 1 still. Brenda Lee with Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. We have a lot of good songs. We got some Ed Sheeran on the chart right now. And of course, for the albums, of course, some Christmas songs are dominating, but Adele has been dominating the charts, you guys. She's really been dominating the charts. One surprise is the Encanto soundtrack by Disney is number 7 on the Billboard 200 albums list. So that's another thing. We got Juice WRLD still in the top 20. The Weeknd still in the top 20. Doja Cat still in the top 20. So there's still some activity. But right now we got a lot of Christmas things. And Olivia Rodrigo, I forgot to mention, is number 4. Taylor Swift, number 3. So we still have some interesting movement going on right now in the charts. Let's see what else we got here. We have a few single releases this week that have came out. Not a lot of people that are known, but Alesso and Katy Perry, When I'm Gone, is one of the top new single releases. And let's see what new albums we have coming out this week. Should be tomorrow. Not very many people in the categories coming out with different albums. In the pop rock category, we got not very many people that seem to be very mainstream coming out this week. David Bowie, obviously, like I was saying, his catalog just recently got sold to Warner, so they're releasing music. I'm not seeing many mainstream artists. A lot of side artists are coming out. So if you're into indie music or into independent artists or non-mainstream artists, check out the pop releases this week. There's a lot of releases coming out this week. Let's see. I'm going through, still trying to see if I notice anybody on here on the pop releases. Nope, not many on the pop releases. Let's go to the R&B charts. Of course, this week we have The Weeknd, who will be coming out with Dawn FM. This has been a highly anticipated album, so that will be coming out January 7th, as we all know. So definitely check that out. I think I'm going to check that out this weekend, and I'll definitely let you guys know what it sounded like next week. I know there are some legendary people that are associated with this album. I know Jim Carey is featured. I know the producers are excellent. Some very, very interesting producers. So I would look out for The Weeknd's album coming up on the R&B releases. Let's see what's coming out for rap this week. We got Bobby Sessions has a new album coming out. Manifest. Not very many mainstream rappers either. I see Whack 100 is coming out with an album as well this week. So those are pretty much all the new releases on when it comes to music. So let's take a look and let's go ahead and move forward to our television and film news and releases. So the 2021 box office closes with more fireworks for Spider-Man. Hollywood closed out 2021 with more fireworks for Spider-Man. No Way Home. So you guys, apparently it's topped all films for the third straight week and already charted amongst the highest grossing films ever. Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm not a big Marvel fan. I am somewhat, but I guess I would say I'm more of a Marvel purist, and a lot of the movies that have really came out since those first X-Men came out in the early 2000s, I haven't really been that into them. I do appreciate the Marvel Universe moving more towards, I guess, more authenticity. But for me, guys, I'm just not feeling it too much. So I have not gone to see Spider-Man No Way Home yet, unfortunately. But you guys, I want you to tell me what you think about it. Do you think it should be one of the highest grossing films ever? Do you think it was that good of a movie? I heard a lot of people say the sequences were amazing and a lot of things about the movie were amazing, but they say that about every Marvel movie, and I generally fall asleep through most of them, if not all of them. So that's pretty much what I got for that one. Let's see, are y'all watching the show Queens that's coming out? I know Eve and Brandy and a few other people are in that show. It's a show coming out. I forget which networks it's coming on, but it's basically a story about 4 rappers or a group, and they're basically retelling their story and coming back together as a group and all those types of things. So it seems like a nice little maybe comedy, romantic comedy or something of that nature. Are you guys here for it? Are you guys going to watch this show? Are you guys going to support this show? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Also, let me know what you guys think about the new album releases, or if I missed any of the new music album releases, go ahead and put in the comments what you guys are looking forward to and what you guys are going to check out, and maybe I'll check it out too and we can have a conversation about how the release was of it. So let's go ahead and move right along to our television releases. Alright, for this week, guys, there's been a lot of season premieres and series premieres that have came out. The season premiere of Cricky, Ghost Hunters, and The Incredible Dr. Pol has came out. And a few new, this is on the first. Pop Goes the Vet with Dr. Joya and the 80s Top 10. Those are series premieres. Those are some things that came out. So what else came out this week that was interesting? The season premiere of Kenan on NBC. Season premiere of 911 Lone Star. People that are into The Bachelor, that season premiere just came. There's a series premiere that came out on the 3rd of a Fox show called The Cleaning Lady. So that seems like that will be interesting. Y'all, what do y'all think about this Judge Steve Harvey show? That series premiered on January the 4th. I don't know. I saw a trailer for it, y'all, and I wasn't really feeling it. So tell me what you guys think about that. The season premiere for Blackish is on the 4th, and the season premiere for This Is Us on NBC is on the 4th as well. What else is coming out? The Amazing Race, American Greed, the series premiere of Fixer Upper. That looks like a home building reality show. A series premiere of Good Sam. That's interesting. Series premiere of I Can See Your Voice. So, it's a lot of things that are coming out, you guys. It seems more and more, it seems very interesting. Hype House on Netflix series premiere comes out this week on the 7th, today. Ladies Who List Atlanta series premiere on OWN. Love During Lockup on WeTV. That sounds interesting for those who are into that type of thing. RuPaul's Drag Race season premiere on VH1. Search Party on HBO Max. The Tender Bar on Amazon Prime. That's a movie, actually. And the season premiere of Undercover Boss. This weekend, we got a few more premieres, season premieres, and series premieres, too. So, you guys, tell me what you all are excited to see TV-wise. What's coming on TV that you all are excited to see? Let me know what you guys are checking out, what you guys are watching. They have the Naomi on the CW series premiere, The King of Napa. It's a lot of new shows that are coming out right now. So I'm interested to hear what you guys are gonna be tuning into and what you guys are gonna be watching. Let's take a look at the movies for this week. So things that are coming up this week, you guys, are the 355, the movie 1945, the movie A Hero. I don't know if you ever heard of any of these movies, but they all seem very interesting. I'm getting this from Fandango. See For Me. A lot of these seem like some interesting movies that I heard about. The Kindred, The Commando, Embrace Again, American Siege, Teenage Girl Skip Day, Road to Perth, The Metropolitan, Encanto Pajama Party. So that's interesting. So also too, I've seen some other things on video on demand and Amazon Prime. We got Super Deep, A Hero, The Legend of La Drona, King Car, and June Again. And some of these are limited theatrical releases. You guys, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these movies, I read some of the descriptions and of the TV shows, and I'm not really looking forward to this winter season of movies right now, just based off what's coming out this week, or TV shows. So as the weeks progress, I'll let you guys know what I'm watching, what I've seen. You guys let me know in the comment what new music you all will be listening to this week. You all let me know in the comments what new TV you'll be watching this week. And you guys let me know in the comment what new movies you're interested in checking out this week. Now on to our next segment 2, which we have the world news. So first we're going to start off with some US news. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, it was a lot of news this week dealing with the health crisis, the pandemic. So it's not going to be a lot I can say based upon the fact that a lot of it has to do with the pandemic. So unfortunately, I'm just going to try to say as much as I can without having to be censored and cut off. So one of the first things I found out about this year, starting this year in the US, is New Year brings more canceled flights for air travelers. By late Saturday afternoon, which was New Year's Day, on the East Coast, more than 2,600 US flights and nearly 4,600 worldwide had been canceled, according to tracking service FlightAware. So, we all know why the flights are slowing down. People are scared to fly. People are scared to travel. There's a lot of mandates. There's a lot of things going on in different parts of the world. So that's a major contributor as to why the flights were like how they were. Another piece of news that we have is that there's a big taking of a step back. U.S. colleges returning to online classes. So that's interesting. With all the cases of you-know-what surging, just as students are about to return from winter break, dozens of U.S. colleges are moving classes online again for at least the first week or so of the semester. Some school systems around the world, and I'm talking about K through 12 school systems around the U.S., extended their holiday break to Monday or switched back to online instruction because of their explosion of cases, while others pressed ahead with in-person classes amid a seemingly growing sense that Americans will have to learn to coexist with this pandemic and this situation that's going on. The explosive increase in the U.S. cases counts is raising alarm, but some experts believe the focus should instead be on hospital admissions, and those aren't climbing as fast. So, with everything happening, a lot of people aren't being hospitalized, so that's some type of positive in a lot of ways, so keep that in mind. But also another piece of U.S. news, a couple of more pieces of U.S. news that were very interesting. A judge blocks a mandate for the vax, if you understand what I mean by that, for Head Start programs. So they said President Joe Biden cannot require teachers in the Head Start early education program to have that against the pandemic. And a Louisiana federal judge ruled on New Year's Day, Saturday, handing a victory to 24 states that had sued the federal government. So that's interesting. So for those who are anti any of the things that are going on, there's good news. They're not just allowing people to just declare that you must do things. So there is some decency and order with some of this. And a couple of more pieces of U.S. news. Last week, the New Hampshire Department of Justice published a press release announcing that a 51-year-old Christina Graper was found guilty by Stratford County Superior Court of violating the civil rights of a 9-year-old black child on May 10th of last year, when she threatened him and racially harassed him for accidentally breaking her white son's toy while they were playing at a local park. Which, by the way, reportedly only happened because the white child pushed the black child, causing the toy to break. So, another Karen incident. We're so used to these, and it's so sad, but it's 2022, and it's still happening. So, that one was on Boss of Y'all, so that was an interesting piece of news. And last thing, we have two very interesting things dealing with the weather. So as we know, in Virginia, on the East Coast, there was a very big snowstorm recently. So drivers are now fretting about food and fuel while they were stranded on the highway that night. There was no food, water, or sleep from many of the people stuck on the highway as they spent a frigid night inside their cars on Interstate 95 in Virginia. Several people were only hundreds of feet past an exit, but were unable to move for 16 hours. So that was a very big snowstorm, and apparently they said more snow is heading back up to Virginia. So all the people up the East Coast, up in Virginia, please be careful with all that's going on with the inclement weather and the snow and the ice and all the things that are coming that way. Adversely, on the West Coast, something completely different is happening. California just now recently adopted a water restriction because of their drought. So they actually have a drought going on. So as Virginia is getting excessive snow, there's a whole drought that's dragging on in California. For the second time in a decade, Californians will face a mandatory restriction governing their outdoor water use as the state endures another drought and voluntary conservation efforts have fallen short. So one thing we do have to realize is that even though we all live in America, this land is vastly different from coast to coast. Two different, biospheres, two different it's just two different ways of life in general. The West Coast is more desert and mountainous, and the East Coast is more rainforest and mountainous. So we have two different textures of land. So there's a lot of desert, a lot of sand, a lot of mountains over there. So as we're getting certain things that are rainforest, we get over here on the East Coast. Over on the West Coast, they're getting the same things the desert would get. So that's very interesting. So no matter where you are in the U.S., just be aware of what's going on in your surroundings with the weather. Now, there was a lot, as I said earlier, there was a lot of news about the pandemic really everywhere. So the last section I have in this segment is the world news, which I didn't really see much world news for this week because a lot of things have kind of been stagnant and going as they are. But I did find two very interesting things that I think people should take awareness of. You know, they should put this in their awareness rather. The first piece of information I have is North Korea fires a ballistic missile in the first test in 2 months. North Korea fired the ballistic missile into the sea on Wednesday. The U.S. military said its first weapons launch in about 2 months, and it signaled it isn't interested in rejoining denuclearization talks anytime soon and would rather focus on boosting its weapons arsenal. So North Korea, you guys, is kind of tripping over there. Like, you know, they're testing missiles. They're not trying to remove nuclear weapons or anything. So that's what's going on in North Korea, y'all. So y'all be aware. And the last piece of news I have for the world news also comes from North Korea. North Korea claims second successful test of hypersonic missile. They just got all kinds of missiles over there. North Korea claimed Thursday to have conducted the second successful test flight of a hypersonic missile days after leader Kim Jong-un vowed to bolster his military forces despite pandemic-related difficulties. So it's like, what are they preparing for? Are aliens invading? And I don't mean, well, I'm not talking about foreign aliens as we would use in, because, you know, a foreigner can be an alien to another land, or extraterrestrial aliens coming, or is there a war that we don't know about? Why is North Korea doing all this? So it was a lot of interesting news coming out of Asia, you guys. I know Japan is concerned about China right now. North Korea is shooting up all these missiles. It's just a whole lot going on, you guys. So be aware, be vigilant, you know, put good energy into the air that we can maintain the balance of our planet, because some people apparently have some ideas to tear this thing up. Moving right on along to our third segment, which is our spiritual perspective segment. So the first thing that we're going to discuss is some things from the headlines that I mentioned earlier that we will bring back up. So the first thing that I want to discuss from the headlines for our spiritual perspective segment is this situation with the 2022 Golden Globes and the Grammys postponing their ceremony. So we have two situations here that I want to look at from a spiritual perspective. And I want to get you guys feedback on this. So, you know, I want to see if you all are sensing the same thing that I'm sensing. So the 2022 Golden Globes reportedly hasn't locked in any celebrities. So what that's telling me is that as many people as they've been sending out invitations to, nobody has responded. That's just very interesting because, you know, the Golden Globes was a big deal that I can't really fathom celebrities not wanting to participate. And now the Grammys is postponing the ceremony, citing, you know, different health risks. So my question is, do you guys buy it? Because I don't. I think there's more to it. I'm sensing that there's way more to this. And for some reason, I'm starting to think that just in the industry, many quote-unquote celebrities are starting to have an awakening to just a lot of things that they wouldn't have normally paid attention to. You know, behind the glitz and the glamour of Hollywood is the executives who do hire and fire and really ensure that people have careers in that industry. So, but at the same time, you need your frontmen. You need the people that are the crowd favorites that the industry machine has brought to the forefront. But now, it's so many different things with that. Most of the Oscars and the Golden Globes and all these other award shows have gone through with just having issues with diversity and representation from different cultures and different lands. So that's one of the biggest things. That even with the Grammys, so many musicians are now doing a lot of things. Many musicians have withdrawn their music. Some didn't even submit their music for consideration for a Grammy. People are in a lot of ways boycotting the Grammys because they're saying that it's rigged. So I'm detecting that there's a lot more to this behind the scenes than them just merely saying that the celebrities have not reported back to present for the Golden Globes or the Grammys is just postponed. Had this been any other year, through any other reasoning, they would have had these award shows. But there has to be more to it, to me, dealing with the actual individuals that are supposed to allegedly be honored. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's more political strings that's making this machine work? Do you think there's some type of secret boycott going on with the artists, with the actors? What do you guys think that's going on is really the thing behind the thing for the Golden Globes and the Grammys? Like, what's really the holdup? Because it can't just be celebrities just not responding at all and just a variant. So, you guys, I want you to give me your feedback on what you think about that. So the second thing from the headlines, the second and final thing that I want to spiritually analyze is this situation with BaggYo. Now, we talked about it earlier, guys. BaggYo is saying now that he feels that him not being influenced by other substances has brought better work and a better quality of life for him, which I think is very interesting because this is something more modern. You wouldn't have really seen, of course, I will say back in the day, there are many people that have changed their lives over. And even at a younger age, many hip-hop artists that were giving a different message than from mainstream hip-hop about, sex and drug use and just violence and the typical things that hip-hop usually speaks about. But BaggYo in this age is a current person kind of speaking in that way. So I'm starting to think that he himself is having an awakening too, just to other ways that things can be done. I've experienced as an artist, a lot of artists saying that certain things give them a certain energy or give them a certain level of inspiration. And then I've seen other artists, like after a while of just not participating with certain substances, they say that it's just so much better and they're more coherent and they can think clearly. And part of it may be because they went to that extreme and was able to see that other side and they was able to balance it and know the difference. But I don't feel like that's everybody's path to have to experience the difference to be able to say what the difference is. But I just think that it's interesting that other artists are also waking up in this way and are saying kind of the same things, and they're trying to improve the quality of the music. Because I'm going to be real with you guys, the quality of the music has gone down so bad in the past couple of years that, you can literally tell that the historians and the people that write and rewrite history are just preparing to just say whatever they want to about this time, because it's nothing really of substance that's going to last in the history books. I have 2 music degrees. I've studied music history, and I also know how they skipped over in music history a lot of very known things that dealt with other cultures, and they've rewritten history as well when it comes to that. So this is just reminding me of another time like that. So I appreciate BaggYo for being vocal about his awakening at whatever level it is, and him being able to just offer a different way for it. Now, not saying that you cannot be inspired by anything. You can be inspired by anything. Unfortunately, many people were on drugs when they wrote very inspiring songs that a lot of people are inspired by. However, that's just not the only way to do things. So I appreciate BaggYo. I see you. I see you awakening to your higher self. And I just appreciate you for stepping up and being that guy that would stand for what you're standing for in this age. So that's what we will spiritually analyze from the headlines. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment, which is meme analysis. So guys, in the meme analysis segment, what we're going to do is we're going to take some popular memes and we're going to kind of break them down and see if there's a message in between the message. You know, see if there's anything else that's being said. And to get you guys' opinion on what you think is being said and what you sense is being said. So, because, you know, memes are a very popular thing in this pop culture world right now. But I just noticed, like, even from me reading the commentary and a lot of memes, many people have different perspectives and different reasonings for liking certain memes or requoting them or whatever. So let's get into it, you guys. So the first meme that I've seen circulating a lot that I think is very, very interesting is this meme that says, "Y'all on your own, the CDC." I don't know why that's so funny to me, y'all, because, you know, right now with things going on in the health world, you know, times have been lowered from 14 days to a 5-day recovery period. You know, people are still not working. They need people, they need bodies in these jobs. They need people working. They need people doing a lot of different things. So it's like something's having to give. So what is you guys' perspective? Because just it's funny because it's like when I read this meme, y'all on your own saying the CDC, it seems like there's another agenda. And I've thought this before prior to seeing this meme, but it's just funny because it seems like more people are aware of the fact that it's like y'all on your own. Like, it's like almost like people are tired of just, let's just say, if the conspiracy theorists were writing this was something that was whatever. It's almost like this would be the funniest meme in the aspect of they're tired of making up things to tell you guys in order for whatever. So they're just saying y'all on y'all own. It's like whatever. So I think that there is a message in between the message here. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind when you think about this particular meme. And let me know what you guys think. Is there another message in between this message from the CDC and this meme? Okay, next meme. Well, this one is actually more of a quote that I've seen going around. And this is by an individual named Casey Jean that obviously made this quote on December the 8th of 2021. And I've seen a lot of people, I've seen an influx of people in my personal circle that have been posting this, so I thought it was interesting to bring up here. So this quote says, "If you ever plan on having a baby, just know villages don't exist anymore." This is a very interesting and powerful statement because it had a lot of cosigns and it went viral. So, what do you guys think this is saying? Are we saying that, you know, we're so self-centered? Because I know this one thing, it's a lot of memes, you know, about don't trust nobody, like just do you, we cutting people off this year, all this other type of stuff that they're saying. So are we switching to a world where there's no accountability for our community, for our families, for our, you know, the people that are growing up around, the children that are growing up around us, the families that are around us? Are people just that untrusting of people that we really believe that there's no village? Are families that broken that, you know, a lot of the extended families now and a lot of families, they're so far from each other in distance? Is there truly no more village? Is that what we really think now in this age, you guys? I want you all to give me some feedback on this one. Let me know what you think. How is this situation of the village? Because for this particular statement to be a viral quote, that's concerning, especially for people that want to or plan on having children in the future. So this world is vastly changing, and I personally believe that the children being born into these new times, they will be genetically and emotionally and psychologically equipped to deal with it. But at the same time, at what cost? Like, you know, are we pushing the bounds of human expectation by putting children in these situations and bringing life into this world in these conditions? So you guys let me know what you think about that. If you ever plan on having a baby, just know villages don't exist anymore. Okay, so this one is a funny meme, guys. Excuse me, but this one is funny, so I definitely want to cover this one. This is another one I've seen go around from a few... Actually, I've seen it kind of circulating around for a little while now. So this one says, dudes with those unattractive girlfriends and wives got so much relationship advice. Like, bro, please shut the F up. That S don't work on bad bees. So I've showed this to some of my women friends, some of my male friends. I've showed it, and everybody's had a good a good chuckle, a good laugh off of it. So, and it is funny, I would say, in a lot of regards. But what do you guys really think about this? Like, one, do we really grade people as far as being unattractive? Like, what is unattractive to who? Like, some people consider you being dark-skinned as unattractive. So are you saying that two dark-skinned people together and not a lighter-skinned person with long, straight hair or whatever, like, are you saying that they're unattractive? Like, you know, we live in an age where it's a lot of people that are dealing with obesity and things like that. Are you saying obesity is unattractive? And if an obese dude has an obese wife, that their wives are unattractive? And are you saying that people that are objectively or subjectively to most unattractive, that they're thriving in a way that they can cooperate, but the people that are considered actually attractive, whatever those standards may be for whoever is viewing this particular quote, like that they're so toxic that a bad bee wouldn't, the things that people that are considered unattractive would say in order to have a balanced relationship, if they have that type of advice, it just flat out wouldn't work because of the way a person looks or a person being considered attractive. Like, I think this is a very loaded statement, even though it is very funny, but I just think it really speaks a lot to how we cognize in this consciousness. Like, you know, this is a very interesting statement because, you know, so many people will laugh it off and be like, oh, that's funny, but what is it really saying? Like, what type of world are we painting for our children, for our descendants? Like, you know, is this just a superficial, subjective world where we just judge people based on how they look? So, and while I do agree with the superficial stance of this quote, I still think it's sad, like, you know, that society has gone in this direction. So I want you guys to let me know what you think about this one, this particular quote. Do you think it's true? Do you think it's not true? What do you consider attractive or unattractive? And who do you consider a bad bee? And do you think that bad bees are receptive to relationship advice or advice that can come from other couples that might not have the same features as them? Let me know what you guys are thinking about that one. And the last one that we'll go over today for the meme analysis is this very last one that I've been seeing circulate a lot. And it's very interesting because it says, if giving free shots for health of the nation is for the health, if giving free shots is for the health of the nation, why aren't they giving away free insulin and chemo? Now, this is a very serious question. And, you know, even with the advent of all these things that's going on during this pandemic, and though people are still contracting other things, it's just like so many things have gone down the drain, like flu and, you know, asthma and allergies. Everything is now that one thing dealing with this pandemic. And, you know, do people not suffer from other things now? And if all these things, if all this research and all this money and time and resources can go into rushing a shot that can be given out for free, imagine, you know, how much time and money went into expediting these things. Why was it not the same thing for insulin and chemo? Why is it not the same thing for those things? This is a very interesting point to think about, you guys. I'm very interested to know what you guys think about this. Do you agree? Do you agree that this was more of a priority or easier to do than, you know, giving away free insulin and chemo? Let me know what you guys think about this one. Okay, so we finally reached the final part of our spiritual perspective section, our spiritual perspective segment, which is our astrology section. Yay! So what we're going to do is highlight a couple of things. So obviously we know right now for all my Capricorns, we're in Capricorn season. Hey, Capricorn season. Happy birthday to all my Capricorns, even my December ones, even though we're in a new year. Happy birthday to all the Capricorns. So let's talk a little bit right now before we get into Capricorn about the position of the planets right now. Now, I'm not going to get into what planets are in retrograde. We're just going to talk about the constellations. That's what we're going to start off talking about now. I read zodiac signs and Placidus. It's several ways to read zodiac signs, several different studies. You have all different types of denominations of astrology studied from different areas of the world. So, you know, everything isn't the same. You have even different ones as far as when it relates to Western astrology. You have Placidus, which is what I'm reading. Then you have whole sign. You have a lot of different other things. So in the future, anybody that is familiar with any other layer or level of astrology or astronomy, please feel free to leave your perspectives in the comments. I love to hear different perspectives, even if you study a different type of astrology, like Chinese astrology, or like, you know, any of them, any Celtic, any of the other astrologies. Please leave your perspective in the comments. So Placidus wise, where the sun is in Capricorn, as we know, it's Capricorn season. The moon is in Pisces right now. Mercury is in Aquarius. Venus is in Capricorn. Mars is in Sagittarius. Jupiter is in Pisces. Saturn is in Aquarius. Uranus is in Taurus. Neptune is in Pisces. And Pluto is in Capricorn. So just by the look of everything, this is a very interesting time. People are feeling really goal-oriented. And surprisingly, in a lot of aspects, they're able to clearly communicate these things based off the planetary energy. However, they can be stuck on some different aspects of their communication with their plans. So, you know, that's an interesting thing right now. You know, you can't always share everything, even if you can articulate it very well for yourself. You can't always do that. Share everything with everybody. Venus right now is in Capricorn, so, you know, people have a lot of their goal oriented towards love, or people are pretty much as my way or the highway. That's the energy right now in the Venus planet. And, you know, arguments are kind of like, you know, when it comes to Mars, or our battling energy, or our energy to want to see a you know, a squabble or a fight through. You know, it's very much so. There's a lot of very high bits of rage, followed by people just the escapism part. So that's a big thing. Jupiter is in Pisces right now, so now is a very good time for your fortune to focus on your spirituality, for your future, for your fortune, and doing things for others. You know, that's a good thing to do. And Saturn is in Aquarius, so like, you know, it's coming to, everybody's kind of realizing a lot of things about their fate. However, people are still trudging forward with their particular individuality, with Uranus being in Taurus, and Neptune being in Pisces, but still holding on to that mysticism of your dream, the dream that you have. So let's talk about a little bit about Capricorn, because right now Capricorn, the energy is in the Sun, it's in Venus, and it's in Pluto. So let's talk a little bit more about Capricorn real quick, since we're in Capricorn season. So Capricorn, the glyph, it means we control. The glyph is the little squiggly line symbol that you see. Every zodiac sign has one. Capricorn actually has a couple of different ones that you can use. So it just depends on the practitioner, which one you use for Capricorn. So it means we control. The glyph, the symbol for Capricorn, means we control. The ego and individuality of a Capricorn is generally ambitious, conservative, disciplined, methodical, persevering, political, realistic, responsible, rigid, serious, thrifty, seeks money, status, and power. But on the negative side, it can be alone, frustrated, miserly, and pessimistic. So those are just some things off the top about Capricorn. So some of the professions associated and some of the properties associated with Capricorn are architect, farmer, musician, banker. And some of the properties associated is hematite, lead, and barley. So those are some interesting things about Capricorn. Capricorn generally starts around December 22nd. Some people might have it a day before or a day after. It ends around January 19th. And once again, some people might have that a day before or a day after. So let's talk about, those are a lot of characteristics of Capricorn. So let's talk about the planets where Capricorn is in right now. So the biggest thing right now that obviously Capricorn is in the Sun is in Capricorn. So the Sun represents your inner personal purpose, your inner drive and energy, the source of will and self-motivation, sense of confidence, strength, and individuality and creativity. So as we know, Capricorns are very goal-oriented. They set their sight like the goat on a plateau. When they make it to the plateau, they set their sight on another one. They operate very methodically towards a goal. Sometimes it can be to their detriment, because if their plans don't go the way they think, it's kind of hard for them to adjust sometimes. So those are some things to keep in mind right now. As the Sun is in Capricorn, this energy is going to be around you a lot. So keep that in mind. So where else is Capricorn at? Capricorn is in Venus. Venus is in Capricorn, rather, excuse me. So let's talk about what Venus means. Venus, the planet itself, represents your capacity to love and your values. The sign shows your attitudes and needs in love. Your house shows what you will value most and attract to yourself. Refinement, it also shows refinement and where money is gained or lost. So generally, when your sign is in Venus, it usually shows what you need in your attitudes. And wherever Venus shows up at in your houses is what you will attract. So if you ever want to get your full natal chart, you can always get with me, email me or something at a different time. Contact me on any of my social medias and we can get more into that. But just, you know, as I was saying earlier with Venus being in Capricorn, you're going to be very goal-oriented right now in your relationships. And you're going to be kind of rigid. Like if you're in a love affair with people that you might be dating or with people that you might be considering. If people aren't really on your wave, you're not going to really be going for it. However, you know, with all these Pisces around, you're going to be thinking about it. It's going to be in the back of your mind a lot, trying to help people, you know, a dream that you have. But your Capricorn energy, especially in Venus and in the Sun, is not really going to work with that. So just bear that in mind if you feel like you're being a little more like an a-hole dealing with people. That's probably the Venus and Capricorn energy right now that you got going on. And the last thing that Capricorn is in is, Pluto is in Capricorn rather. And Pluto represents the compulsive force and unconscious nature that bring about the great transformation, the ability to organize and deal with society and power. So Pluto is a generational sign, so this kind of represents the aspect of where this generation is. And a lot of the children that are born right now, they're going to kind of be in this mindset kind of particularly. These children that are being born right now while Pluto is in Capricorn, these children will be builders and they will be very vigilant in changing and morphing our world in the future. So keep this in mind. The children that are born now and children with Capricorn, with Pluto and Capricorn, they are the children that are going to be methodical and very rigid about changing the world. So we have to keep them in check in certain ways, but allow them to achieve the goals that they've came to achieve. So we have to remember those things about Capricorn. Their glyph means we control. So they come with a certain energy to control things. That's why they are the way they are. That's why they can seem very serious or realistic or responsible or even political for some people. These are the reasons why Capricorn can seem that way. And Capricorns can be very money hungry too, so just keep that in mind. Capricorns generally come up with good plans to get the type of money that they eventually get. So keep that in mind too. And just remember all these various things. So we have a good star map right now. It's kind of centered on one area of the constellations as it's circling around us. Once again, I'm reading in Placidus, tropical zodiac. So, you know, it's concentrated a lot between Taurus and Sagittarius on that side of the constellations. So we got Taurus, we got Aries, we got Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. So that's a lot of the energies that are involved that are going on right now, because a lot of our planets and a lot of things are facing towards that way in the way that our planets travel. So keep that in mind as you move forward. And every week we'll be just kind of going over where the stars are, what the season is, and just all these different things. We'll always be bearing that in mind and keeping that as one of the things we talk about, because this definitely affects the energy of the celebrities, of the entertainment, of the music, of a lot of other things that we don't consider. A lot of it has to do with the star positionings and the way the gravity of all the elements and planets out there pulling against our planet, how it all works. So that's where we are, and now you got it. Happy birthday, Capricorns. Our last segment for today is the energy reading, and we have 2 energy readings today. One is a monthly energy reading that I did with my spirit guide, Eshu, and I did it with Mary D. Lagoon. So if you don't know what Eshu is, if you don't know what Mary D. Lagoon is, what I want you guys to do is go to Google and type in either IFA, Ifa, that's how you pronounce that word, IFA, or Orisha, Orisa, or sometimes spelled Orisha. Once you guys Google this, you'll find out more about the Ifa tradition and the Orisha tradition. It is based all over the world, actually, throughout the diasporas. It is allegedly derived from Nigeria and has circulated the globe, and many people practice different denominations of Ifa and different divination systems of Ifa. So right now, I'm reading from the Mary D. Lagoon with Eshu So you guys can go look up Ifa divination to find out more about the type of reading, energy reading that I'm doing right now. So let's just talk a little bit about what Eshu said in the Mary D. Lagoon reading. I asked for an Odu, basically a signature for the energy of this month, January 2022. So what I got for January 2022 is the Odu Oba Omi, and that is in the light of EB. So once again, that's Oba Omi in EB. So just to let you guys know, the Odu can show up in two different lights, either EB or E-ray. EB is the negative light, and E-ray is the positive light. So this particular Odu has shown up in EB, which is the negative light. So this particular Odu is speaking of possible dark energies, possible negativity, but you don't have to always look at it in that way. Sometimes the negative light is what fuels different energies for you and different processes on Earth, and sometimes it's the positive light. Sometimes the positive light can defer things from happening on Earth in the same way that the negative light can defer things from happening on Earth. So that's the first thing I will speak on, is that, as you did say, for the listeners that are listening at the sound of my voice right now, that Oba Omi in the light of EB, the negative light, is over all of us for the month of January. So Oba Omi speaks on blessings springing forth from the creativity and ideas of your thoughts. That's the first thing. But since it's in a negative light, it's speaking on different things that could possibly happen when it comes to your creativity and your ideas and them actually springing forth out of your mind. So one of the things that Eshu spoke on was spiritual or psychic attacks thwarting people's inspiration. So psychic attacks can appear in multiple different ways. It can manifest in different ways. A psychic attack can literally be somebody projecting thoughts at you, or a psychic attack could be merely just simply gossip. So all these things are ways of psychic attack. And that's one of the things that Eshu is telling us we need to look out for this month. It's coming from a feminine energy. So once again, the feminine energy is almost like the energy of EB. It does not necessarily mean that it's a woman, but it's a feminine dark energy that these attacks could potentially be coming from. They could be from a man that harbors this energy. They can be from a woman that harbors this energy, or any kind of entity that is harboring and utilizing the feminine energy for the spiritual attacks, the psychic attacks, and whatever is dampening the inspiration that's coming through right now. So spiritual work is needed this month. For all my people out there that do spiritual work is needed for this month. For people who do not do spiritual work, there are some things we can do to curb this energy. So some of the things Eshu spoke on for people that do not do spiritual work are daily affirmations, daily meditations to set the wave, the mental wave around your spirit, around your aura in a certain way so that you can particularly block those things. So also, Eshu spoke on doing solar plexus chakra work. You can do that in a myriad of ways that you can look up on Google or look up or talk to any of your spiritual gurus about doing solar plexus chakra work. But the way that Eshu suggested was either with a pure solar plexus chakra tone, a pure tone, or the binaural beats. Listen to those, I would say, for a minimum of 30 minutes at different times in the day. You can do it in conjunction with your meditation, or you can just have it playing around you. But these particular things will help kind of dampen the energy that's coming through from the Oba Omi and EB right now. So those are for people that do not involve themselves in deep spiritual work or any type of traditions or anything. So for those that do spiritual work, Eshu said that Ebo will be required for this month and spiritual consultation in general. So if you do spiritual work in the Ifa tradition or any tradition, you might want to consult with your spirit guide right now to see what sacrifices are necessary for the spirit guide to turn the energy that's going on around you to work in your favor. For people that are Ifa or Orisha practitioners, Eshu is suggesting that you consult Ifa for the Ebo, for the sacrifice, that you consult Eshu if you cannot consult Ifa for the Ebo or sacrifice, or you consult your Orisha that you are initiated to for the proper Ebo or sacrifice that's needed right now to spend the Obe, Obara, and EB energy to go into your favor. Another thing that Eshu did suggest for those of us that do not particularly do that type of spiritual work is to take nature walks during this month in heavily forested area. Heavily wooded, a lot of trees around, nature walks next to a creek or a river. Those are the types of places that you would want to be, because these areas will absorb the energy you may have picked up in just interacting with people through this life and through this energy that we're dealing with in this month of January. So take nature walks in heavily forested area. Also, another thing that Eshu wanted to mention was for people that don't do as much spiritual work, be very, very discriminate of who you are sharing your thoughts and ideas with in the month of January. And this is inclusive of family members and spouses. So some things right now are dealing with your destiny and your destiny alone. So it's best right now for the month of January, if you notice that there's any energy coming from your family members or spouses or people that are very close to you that could be adverse to the energy that you need to manifest what you're doing, what you're going to want to do is keep these things to yourself. Do not discuss these things with people, with family members. Even if they're close to you, kind of keep those things to yourself. Hold all information to yourself. So these are just some of the things. Like I said, for those of us that do spiritual work, it would be best to go and have a spiritual consultation with your priest or your spirit guide to figure out what it is that you need to do, particularly to spend the energy in your direction. So bear all these things in mind for the month of January, and next month we will come back again and do a Mary D. Lagoon reading to Eshu. So the second energy reading that we're going to do is actually from the cards for Inner Ascension, created by my soul sister, my spiritual sister, my god sister, Sunny Patterson. And I actually will include a link to her website so you guys can order these cards if you're interested in these cards. Once again, they're called the Cards for Inner Ascension, and they have affirmations on them. So every week I'm going to do a reading from this deck to let me know what the listeners need to focus on for the week. What affirmation, what energy do we need to focus on for the week to make us whole, to make us sensible, to make us grounded for the week? What are some things for us to work on? So let's get into this energy reading. So the card that I've drawn for this week from the Cards for Inner Ascension deck created by Sunny Patterson was the affirmation, I have the power to change how I respond to disappointment and disagreements. Once again, I have the power to change how I respond to disappointment and disagreements. This is also interesting coming up off of us just doing the Mary D. Lagoon reading, speaking about us just holding the things that we need to hold for ourselves to ourselves instead of always sharing things with all the people closest to us. So this is very interesting. So this is saying that one is wanting us to take power or to acknowledge and affirm our power that we have. We don't have to respond with fire to fire. Yeah, that might work in some instances, but not in every instances. And we don't also have to be the extreme opposite or back away from a challenge. But we do have the power to change how we respond to disappointments and disagreements. So if you're disappointed, that's something that you want to think about, is the way that you're reacting right now. Is your reaction serving you? Is your response serving you, your highest destiny, your higher good? Or are you putting way too much energy into expressing a viewpoint that ultimately does not serve your higher purpose? How do you respond to disagreements? When you disagree with somebody, is it a hostile thing? Do you not have a level of acceptance for things that people may think? Because in reality, people are going to think what they want to think regardless of what you tell them, what you show them. People are going to think whatever they want to think. So the biggest thing that the Inner Ascension deck is telling us right now is that we have the power to change how we respond to disappointment and disagreements. We don't always have to match energy, as they would say. That's been the big thing for the past few years. Oh, I'll meet you with the same energy type thing. No, sometimes we have to cancel out that energy with a different type of energy. So we have to always remember that. So in the week coming up, remember that you have the power to change how you respond. You don't have to always respond angrily. If you are somebody that doesn't usually say anything and just let people have their way, you don't have to do that. You can be assertive with what you want to say and how you feel. You can express those things. So it depends on the type of person you are and what you do. But you have the power to change how you respond to disappointments and disagreements. Keep that in mind as you deal with the energy of this week. Keep that in mind when you're tempted to tell people things that you probably shouldn't, as the Mayor D. Lagoon had advised us. But maybe you might be disappointed, or you might reach a disagreement for sharing things that you probably shouldn't have. So remember that you have that power to change that. You have the power to manifest the life that's the best for you, the life that serves your highest purpose. So try in this week to make sure all your responses to disappointments and disagreements serve your higher purpose. And even if your initial response is always the same, I mean, if you're a pushover type of person, maybe your initial response will just be to just not say anything. Think about if you want to change that. Or if you're a person that's always aggressive and always has to be right, think about how you can change your response and how that serves your higher purpose, your highest purpose. Think about those things as we move throughout the week through the energy that's coming to us. So that wraps up our energy reading for today. So we have reached the end of the podcast for today. So tell me what you guys think about all the things we've discussed. We've discussed a lot of things. Let me know what's going on in the comments. Tell me how you feel about any of the topics that we discussed, about any of the energy we discussed, about any of the celebrities, the memes, the posts from Instagram and Twitter that we've discussed, the world news, the US news. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what your opinions are on these things. Also, please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for post notifications so you can be informed of when I do come on here and release new content. And also follow me on all my social medias. I'm pretty much on all my platforms, all the different platforms. In the description of this particular video, you will see all my social medias, all the platforms that I am active on. You'll see it for Oba Omi, which is my spiritual name, and you'll also see it for Jean Clout, which is my name. Jean Clout, Oba Omi. Follow me on all the different social medias. Like and subscribe. And if you feel so inclined, please donate. I have several of my donations tabs up there with PayPal, with Cash App, and a few other things. So if you feel inclined to help participate in helping me make more content for you guys to listen and learn from, feel free to support me through donations, and I will greatly appreciate it. So that's all we got for today, folks. You guys have a blessed week. You guys have a good day, a good month. Go forward and prosper, and try to avoid some of these things that we talked about, whether it was the celebrities or some of the things they were talking about that they're trying to change up, or even just the monthly energy. Just go forward and be great. Live your best life. Have a beautiful time and continue being the wonderful, beautiful spirit that you are. Once again, this is Oba Omi signing out from Oba Omi Says Podcast. See you next time.